If you're someone like me with a 9 to 5 and got a dream, you probably think that it is normal for you to take more time to see result in your side hustle. What if I tell you this is not the case and you can actually make huge progress and manage both of them in a very short period of time, like 12 weeks. While you're consuming more and more time management, productivity materials, videos, courses, it seems like it is not getting to your result faster. The problem in here is not about your knowledge, it is about execution. While you think you are already taking the right actions, but is it a proper execution? So today I'm going to share with you some great concepts that I've learned in this book can help you execute properly and increase your result 4 times more, even you've got a 9 to 5. So the first concept that I've learned in this book is discard your annual goals. I'm really shocked to see this. After reading this book, I understand why people will give up their New Year resolutions just after 1 to 2 months into the new year. So you guys really have to know this. I usually have my annual goals and I break it down into the quarter goals, and for the quarter's goal I break it down into monthly goals, and then monthly goals I break it down into weekly goals. However, this will not develop a sense of urgency. If you did not hit your goals on January, you would think that okay, there are 11 more months to go. There are 11 more months for me to chase the goals, to complete the goals. Most companies made most of the sales during the end of the year, like November and December. It is not because of big sales, though big sales had played a role in it. However, it is because a sense of urgency. It is like doing your homework, doing your tasks. If you've got 1 to 2 weeks to finish your homework, you usually do it 1 to 2 days before the deadline. However, if you think in this way, if you have already completed the first 2 days when the homework is assigned to you, then you've actually got a lot of times for you to complete more things. Having annual goals, it involves a lot of predictions. It involves predictions over predictions, because most of us, when we set annual goals, it is the goals based on the previous goals. What do I mean? Like, you have to hit the first goal and then you can hit the second goal. If you miss the first goal, it seems like you are dragging behind, you will lose the motivations, and it seems very difficult to catch up with your previous goals. Then you feel like this plan is a failure and you just forget about the plan.
There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Let me give you a situation. For example, on January, you start to advertising your products, and then you think that on February you can get 10 clients, and on March you start advertising again with a different strategy, and on April you get 20 clients. By the end of the year, then you think you can quit your full-time job to fully work in your own business. However, if your first goal has failed, you didn't get 10 clients, you didn't have more money to re-advertise your thing, to invest more in your business, then the plan seems like it is a failure. So if you have annual goals, it is assumptions based on assumptions. You have assumed that you have hit 1 goal, then you can go on to the next goal, and you have assumed that the next goal is also complete, then you can go on to the 3rd goal. This is the reason why people discard their annual goals so soon, and this is one of the biggest takeaway from this book. Though I still think that annual goals is important, but right now I'm not just focusing on my annual goals, I'm more focused on the short-term goals like the 3 months goal, because this develop urgency, and at the same time it helped me realize that every day is critical. Everyday action is critical. It is very important for you to complete the task that you have assigned for yourself every single day for you to reach your goals after 3 months or after 1 year. The second is think of your personal visions before your professional visions. So why we have to think about the personal visions first? Because your professional visions is actually supporting your personal visions. No matter how well you want to do in your business, in your side hustle, in your 9 to 5, it's actually supporting your personal visions. Is supporting you to have a certain kind of lifestyle when you reach the goals. So when you know that what your personal life would look like, for example, spending how many time with your parents, spending how many time with your family, do you like to work from home, would you like to have your own business, would you like to travel around? When you know that you have this personal visions, it can then help you to think of what will be your professional visions look like, what will be your career look like. If you like to travel around, or if you would like to become a digital nomad, but you choose a job that you need to work 9 to 5 from Monday to Friday in an office, then it is not supporting your personal visions. So you have to know that what is your personal visions. What do you want in your life? What is your lifestyle? Then you can develop a professional visions from then. The third is your personal visions has to be really compelling. Every day when you look at your personal visions, like your personal life visions, it should bring a smile on your face. It should make you feel like this is the burning desire desires. It should motivate you to do the work on that day. Why do we need to have this kind of personal visions? That's because most people give up their goals when they have to do uncomfortable actions. But those uncomfortable actions are the actions that help you to reach the goal. If you don't take uncomfortable actions, if you just keep doing what you're doing, you are not able to get to your goals. So you need to create a very compelling visions that are able to support you when you have to take those uncomfortable steps, and they can beat your fear to take those uncomfortable steps. You have to understand, you have to clearly know that what is your personal visions, because when you have to face the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone and you are not clear about your personal visions, you would doubt about what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? But if you have a very clear and compelling personal visions, they can help you to overcome that fears. They can help you to overcome that uncomfortable feelings. Those you still will feel uncomfortable and still fear about those steps, but it will help you to overcome it. Just let me give you an example. Mr. Beast challenges. Those challenges are difficult. You've got to stay in a forest, stay in a place that with no one for like 3 months. I'm not quite sure about that. But after you have overcome those challenges, you've got a huge amount of money.
This contestant survives, he wins up $1,000. If Matt completes all 6 of the obstacle courses coming up, he wins $800,000. If you survive in this wilderness, I'll give you $10,000. And whichever group survives the longest, with that 500.
That amount of money makes people to overcome the uncomfortable feeling in staying alone in a forest, in a cave, whatever. So you need to have a super compelling personal visions to support you to overcome those situations. The burning desire should make you feel really good just by thinking of it. However, if during the time when you think about your personal visions and you feel like there's resistance, you don't feel good because you doubt about your ability, your capability, is it really possible for you to do this? Then I would like you to think back the questions. If you can get whatever you want without any limitations, what would that be? Just focus on thinking about these questions without any limitations. Then you will stop doubting about your capability and you will feel good about that desires again. Your life visions is going to push you forward through the challenges and obstacles. The fourth is identify high payoff activities and measure your goals. There are many actions can reach your goals, but not a lot of actions considered as high payoff. What do I mean by high payoff? It means that you can do those actions and it will accelerate your progress. Not by working harder, by working the activities that matter the most. So how do you identify if it is high paying activity? The high paying activity is usually the most uncomfortable things that you have to do. I used to read a lot of books but not really implementing those knowledge. Reading books help you to gain knowledge, but at a certain point when you reach a certain level, you need to implement it, and implementations is the high paying activity. For example, I used to read books about how to talk to others, how to improve my communication skills. I have this knowledge, but if I don't step out of my comfort zone and talk to people and try to implement those skills, then I'm not going to improve my communication skills furthermore. And through practicing communication skills, really talking with people, this is how you improve drastically instead of just reading the books. So practicing in reality is a high-paying activity, and I hope you understand what does it mean by high-paying activity, high payoff activity. This book has also mentioned about lead factors and lag factors. Lead factors means the actions that help you to get your results, and the lag factors means the measurement of the results. So you have to measure your goals based on the lead and lag factors. But why do you have to measure it? Because when you measure it, then you will understand, is it your strategy problem or is it your execution's problem? For example, if you're a salesperson and your lead factors is cold calling customers 25 times a day, and your lag indicators will be how many customers really buy your service. If you're cold calling 25 customers and no one buy your service, which means that the strategy is not effective and you have to change your strategy. However, if you're cold calling 25 customers and you have increased your revenue because more people buying your service, which means this is the correct strategy that you have to implement to reach your goals. But actually, most people are execution's problem. Most people are afraid of doing the uncomfortable steps like cold calling customers, doing the actual work. And the fifth tip is plan your week. In the book, it has mentioned there is strategic block and also the rest block. Both are 3 hours. The strategic block are 3 hours block that there's no one can interrupt you, and during those 3 hours, you can only do the high payoff activities. Though in this book, it has mentioned that if you put that strategic block in the earlier week is better, but because I've got my 9 to 5, so I put it on my Saturday morning. I love doing focus work and be more concentrate during the morning. So if you've got 9 to 5 as well, you can also try to put in the morning and see how it works for you. He has also mentioned that most of his clients just need one strategic block a week to reach its goals. So I think 1 week 3 hours is not really that high demanding, and you can definitely do it. But of course, you also need to do other tasks other than that strategic block. The number 6 is you need to have a execution scores and do a reflections. So you need to track if you are doing the high payoff activities every single week and how well are you doing it. I use a habit tracker to see if I am really doing this every single day and every week with the amount of time that I have assigned. For example, I need to analyze YouTube videos for 3 hours every single week, and I would like to see if I really do those things every single week. And the habit tracker app got a percentage of completion. The author has mentioned that if you have 85% complete every single week, you can reach your goals by the end of the 12th week. And I'm just looking forward to it because I've already started to implement my 12-week year. I'm also recording the whole progress and see if I would make a videos about my journey after 12 weeks. The one quote that I really love in this book is, if we did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. And I think that's so true. So you can definitely achieve big things. You can definitely achieve your big goals in a very short period of time. If you're ready to build a life that you love while balancing your 9 to 5, hit the subscribe button because I will provide a lot of productivity tips and personal development tips for you to build a life you love, even you've got a 9 to 5. So I will see you in the next video. Bye!